Okay, the safety car is out. Safety car is out. We need to form up and reduce pace. Keep a close eye on that delta time. Make sure to keep it positive. Okay, we're more or less into the... Okay, we've done all right so far, but this is a chance to take a breath. We've got another half of this race to go, and there's still a big opportunity there. car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push. He's going to need replacing if it takes too much damage. Beautiful stuff. Keep it going. Nice and clean out there, good stuff. You know what they say, consistency's half the battle, isn't it? okay mate, don't worry about the damage. I've got some new strategy options if you go to check your MFD. Safety car deployed. Slow down, maintain a positive delta. Virtual safety car is deployed. Maintain your pace until we get the green flags. VSC ending, wait for the greens. condition, still looking good. Mate, you're going to get a bad lane for yourself if you carry on like that. Just keep it clean, come on. Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please. Are you alright? Engine off, engine off. Okay, mate, that's it. Go, go, go. That stop was slower than we ideally wanted to see. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Your reputation and our car are going to take a right battering if you carry on like this. Remember, reputation matters. You're not going to progress if you carry on in this manner.
I did not cancel due to that. I canceled requesting a base. Right. How do I go? React on? Let it all get on top. It's time I've seen a lot. Think of all the dice, one for the time. The more you say go, that's why I'm love. The more you say go, I don't wanna know. The more you say go, that's why I'm requested. The more you say go, I don't wanna Yeah, 1,000 lights in the rave, shining bright, I hide my face. Trying to find the time and place, now you rap with grace. Life's the maze, I'm wide awake, we strive to find escape. And even in the silent escape, what you say goes, it's fate. Wait, I've seen this game before, why I play the more. Used to be close, and now we wage your war. Ways ignore, take the fall. Hear it in my cadence, and the way I talk. Know some things will never change. Drowning in the downpour, surroundings are the same. Thought that I was grounded, all I found was my pain. Striving in the rain, same mistakes made again. Cause I was chasing the flame until it turned to ash. Burning packs, trying to swerve the fact. Heard the chat, whispered through the grapevine. Absurd, but I murmured back. Before it gets better, it gets worse, and that's the way it goes. Still on his pace, but I made him home. The more you say go, it's going down. The more you say go, I don't wanna know. The more you say go, it's going down. The more you say go, I don't wanna stop until the drop stop. 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 until the drop stop. Stop.
Por aí é indecisa. Se preocupa meu bem, I'm a Libra. Tive em London nessa season. Yeah, I'm gone, noite partida. E tchau pro meu gringo que já virou ex. Troco de estrela, não perco minha vez. What is it like when you're owning the praise? There ain't nobody que tira meu place. Sucesso, correta, eu mas eu faço acontecer. Sucesso, correta, eu mas eu faço acontecer. Malé, 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 malé. Sucesso, correta, eu mas eu faço acontecer. Não há de speak up, turn up the reverb, já sei o que fazer. Só uma neblina, amarro na brisa, sigo na minha. Tchau pro meu gringo que já virou ex. Troco de estilo e não perco minha vez. Não há de speak up, turn up the reverb, para repita, novidade. Sucesso, correta, eu mas eu faço acontecer. Sucesso, correta, eu mas eu faço acontecer. Malé, 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 malé. Sucesso, correta, eu mas eu faço acontecer.
Again, feel the stand, make a look out again, do it, out again, feel the stand, make a look out again, do it, yo, sing it out again, feel the stand, make a look out again, do it, out again, feel it, out again, feel it, Man get low, man love chat till a man get smoke. Man a real G, man a some shutter. When I pull up, everything's fucked up. Man get paid, man get low, man love chat till a man get smoke. Man a real G, man a some shutter. When I pull up, everything's fucked up. Yo,
So why? It's right here. Application for examination for housing. These are for regular application. What do we need for regular again? And they said, none of there says, right here, this is how it says.
Yo, sign, pagans, get them, sign. When you see,
That's exactly what it says. It doesn't say, Right there. He's, come on, man. Oh, that's what I submitted for. Why did it go to SMC? How did it go to SMC? Right here. Look at this. Oh, you claim that. I didn't claim for that. But you want to come say for PTSD. Oh, that is so jacked up. That's crazy. Here's the application. That's what I sent in. And someone switched it and made it seem that's not what I came.
Nobody talked. Talks about it, but men have feelings too. I mean, you come home from busting your back all day and she barely looks up. You try to share something that matters.
I'm going to be talking about aid and attendance a little bit just because for this form specifically, knowing what you need within it in regards to aid and attendance matters. Now, I'm going to put a heavy caveat here that no Washington Post, this is not fraud. I am teaching somebody on par with, hey, look, don't step in that hole. There's a hole over there. Level of information. I'm not coaching people in any way, shape, or form to defraud the government or anything like that. Okay. So I need to put that disclaimer out because I think that like there's some serious stupidity out there, and the best way to stave that off is to act. All right. So I'm going to make this bigger because I'm going to be talking about this. Okay. So as you can see here, I just Googled VA Form 21-2680. The first one that came up here is the va.gov site. That's a trusted site. Now, anytime you're getting forms from the VA, you should get them from the VA. The reason why is because there has to do with forms have to be current. So if you have an outdated form, then sometimes the questions about how to fill out the form. Okay. Now, and I feel weird by saying this, but it's happened too many times to not mention it. If you've had some kind of kerfuffle where your social security number has changed and it's different, the rating decision once it's done, because and the reason why I say that is because aid and attendance typically is a more seasoned veteran's claim, right? You're an older veteran, you might have gotten your 100% 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and you haven't really discussed with the VA anything, right? So that distance that you've had since your last claim, a lot could have happened since then. So before you file this, just go in, have if you need help, have someone help you. Go into va.gov. There's the compensation and pension side of it, and well, there's the compensation side, which is the VSC, and then there's the FID Hub, which does pension related stuff. So the reason why you check this box is to figure out who has, between these two agencies within the VBA, who is the claim being routed to. If you check the wrong one, it will delay your claim because it'll go to the wrong area, and they'll try to figure out, like, hey, look, this doesn't have to have, it has to be accurate. This information in 14C and 14D must be as accurate as it humanly can be. And the reason why is because the VA will try to pull these records. They will go through the situation. So you need to give them as much medical evidence as humanly possible. Now, this portion is for the veteran to sign. So you would sign this. I always suggest print your name and sign it and the date of the signature. Now, why do I say that you should print your name and then you sign next to it? Is because if you have a VSO, okay, sometimes, and this isn't necessarily for this form, but we want to make sure that the veteran signed it. And if not, they have to be a medical doctor, a DO, doctor of osteopathic medicine, or a physician assistant, or some kind of advanced practice nurse. They have to be an advanced practice nurse. They can have a special document, like consider this like a CMP exam, that this is written to be read by I'm unable to cook for myself. The first facet is you have a disability. Disabilities are. So we would do lumbar permanent though. So if they have, you need help transferring from. I mean, medically, if you need to be in a nursing home, then you need to pay. We'll accept.
Not only will we buy your house, but we are so confident in what we do that we guarantee to get you the cash.
Accept this form at face value. Jim Bob can't be paid if aid and attendance is not shown. So these exams are highly rare. The quit really trying, because just think about you being the rater right now. Describe the restrictions. Okay, well, the restrictions only for the purpose of filling out this form, the restrictions themselves only matter in regards to what activities for daily living are impaired. That's it. This is not a claim for increase. You can technically get an exam for these for a 2680 form for conditions on a 2680. Here it is. The purpose of an aid in attendance housebound examination. So you can technically get an examination on this for aid in attendance by filing that form. But it would be to pinpoint findings relevant to aid and attendance determinations and provide a basis. Some of these work against the aid and attendance. Housebound status, that's to need another human being, or you require aid of another person to perform the essential functions. Now, and then this is where I was talking about like the blindness section. If you're blind, of another 8 examiner's information. So here we go with the NPI number. Once again, so you can come in here and you can kind of talk about it. Aid of another person to perform, Oh, so not a lot of people watch my videos, but I am thankful to everybody that does. And I hope that you find it to be beneficial to either you or somebody that you know, family member.
Going on, everybody? Welcome back to the games, especially after the PACT Act. We're in denial. It does not automatically mean an investigation. Rationale, and it's about medical. The next red flag is exaggeration. Don't exaggerate. This one is important. Some veterans are being coached online to say, found in, matters. Number two, be consistent. You're guessing themselves. Taken care of, right? If you know that you are doing things kind of backwards, right?
Again, this is where you need to be informed, like what Carol just said, and you need to get those records and take them with you and attach them to the VHA, even if they say, hey, we are
apply for any other VA.
apply for that.
They have to go to VA.
When you apply for the caregivers, if that's the case, they're not going to see that CNP caregivers, but it doesn't. So again, this is where you need to be do
Do you have this record? Do you have that record? Do you ever seen any of the VA records in there?
Again, this is where you need to be informed, like what Carol just said, and you need.
Restless partner keeping you awake? With Mattress Firm, our sleep experts can match you with a better mattress, like the Tempur-Pedic Adapt. Its unique Tempur material absorbs motion and helps you sleep undisturbed. Right now, you can save up to $500. Mattress Firm, we make sleep easy.
Our bookstore is like a portal.
It's neo-Victorian, it's steampunk.
And we wanted our Wix website to be too. I'm Jenna.
Yeah, video check. Okay, understood. Thanks. Press and hold overtake. 2 seconds now. Right. Relationship has a moment you don't want to admit. The moment their honesty never uplift bad timing or bad people. But here's the truth. Accountability. String every call because you fit the current into the quiet.
Most the contribution, and you won't be respected as a lender because you're also the member.
One of the most common questions. I'm here with Max Verstappen, 4-time.
Go, 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 go.
I'm Jake. I'm Jake O'Neill, creator of Animagraphs, and this is how a Formula One race car works.
suspension side, air duct to, to keep their helmets from lifting or moving around with sometimes dramatically shifting air pressures. To keep their maximum protection in the event of a rollover. Cockpit. F1 racing seats are crafted from molds taken from a specific driver's body. The driver sits in a reclined position to keep their helmets from lifting or moving around with sometimes dramatically shifting air pressures. In recent, the neutral button is for neutral and reverse gears, which rápida por el interior, es una tontería. McLaren les dice, ya puedes decir a tu piloto que pase.
If you're a Christian thinking about starting a franchise business, don't. I'm Douglas James, and just imagine waking.
Veterans, did you know it's been 12 months, it's been a year and a half, and they haven't scheduled my holiday review and formal conference? I was like, that's St. Petersburg, Florida. How do I know that? Because I work. Whoa, wait a minute. I'm not doing nothing at 11. That drone's trying to, from, let's say, phone number, because I just put in all zeros. That 800, and yes, then you come to this link, all right? Probably 5 p.m. your time or whatever. Come to this link and you schedule your informal conference for the next day. I would say give it 2 days, because if you're frustrated, upset, give yourself time. It doesn't work. And normally times before a number that you don't. Question number 3, what regional office are you assigned to? 4, what is the 3-digit designation code for that regional office? 5, are you the one that's going to make a final decision on my claim? 6, have you done a cursory review of why I'm doing this appeal per your VA M21-1? Hello, and welcome back to me. Before you check out, as ACE examination or the ACE process. Okay, to do an ACE exam or without a single phone call. Increase for PTSD, major depression disorder. Hey, the ACE process is prohibited. I've seen where that if you have a private examiner, have them write on letterhead, hey, this is how many prostrating attacks I have. This is how many completely prostrating attacks I have a month. And yes, it interferes with my employment. And that's something veterans had an ACE exam for one of these conditions, and they're prohibited. Okay, so let's go to the last one. Mental disorder examination. Increase for PTSD, major depression disorder, secondary to service-connected conditions. They are not supposed to do an ACE exam for mental disorders. I've seen them do it. I've seen raters rate the case based off an ACE exam for a mental disorder. And guess what? Most veterans don't even catch it. But if you catch it, that's an error. That is an error. You do a high level review. But what is the argument on a high level review, right? Hey, this exam was done by ACE through the ACE process, and according to you give all these M21s references, it's prohibited on that. Okay, all these things, all my videos are like a puzzle. Okay, I have over 600 videos, and it's like 600 pieces to this puzzle. And when you start putting these videos together,
You may be researching how to hire internationally. So, what is an employer?
and completing that puzzle, that's when you win. Okay, here's some other ones: examination office at a VA, it's a local VA medical center. Okay, Capri is where raters go, they log it, we check. No, do not complete this exam using the ACE process. And your transparency. So if you have to go to a high level CFR 3.317, SE stands for service connection. 38 CFR 3.317. Now, here's a quiz. If you're still watching this video, Google 3.317 and give me a condition that's listed on there. I want to see if people are still watching. Okay? So look down at the bottom, ACE. Okay, so for examinations or medical opinions requested by VBA, the examiner must review the claims folder for the following DBQs or claim types. ACE is at the bottom. According to slide 1, guess what? No in-person examination is necessary. They do it by ACE, but it has to be some type of evidence in there. They have to review it. They should be doing their job. They have to say in that DBQ evidence review. Oh, I reviewed the veteran's claim folder. But in a second breath, if they say, well, there's no, let's say there's no documented treatment and service, and you know that there is, now you call it. Now you call it. Okay, let's keep going. Slide number 5. Now this is a continuance from the previous M21-1. And again, I didn't copy all of it because it was a lot. It was a lot to go in there. Okay, or a lot in this particular M21-1. Privately completed DBQs are not subject. I read that twice, manual reference. That's why it's important that the guidance states they're not supposed to be doing. You now can hold them accountable when you go to that high level review, but you got to be educated. You have to have the facts to bag it up. So with that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and as always, share this video. Veterans, did you know there is a way to veterans, did you know there is a way to schedule your own high-level review informal conference? Yes, you can schedule it yourself. Today's video. How can you? Only one informal conference appointment is allowed at a time. You schedule a booking now. 7 or between. Then come for your form.
Attention homeowners, I want to buy your house right now.
Is already making some decisions. And here's what they found. Nearly all had linked future automated decisions. The VA is actively moving toward auto caught up yet. So when you're
Paying closer attention than ever can when it comes to reviewing evidence. It creates questions. That's ruined it. There you go. You want to blame people? Lazy nexus letters. Sorry nexus letters. Lazy. It's not adding up. Okay. Scientific reasoning are $2,000. We're not selling you a nexus letter. Others you to current. Okay. Number 4, social media red flags. Now, this next one is combat veterans, especially older veterans. Be it one away, but you need a strong link, and it needs to be explained under regulations like 38 Code of Federal Rights. Okay, some veterans may start worrying. Don't panic. The answer is not fear. The answer is preparation, proactiveness, not reactive. Build your file the right way. Get diagnosed here for a purpose and a reason. I can't stress that enough. That we're going to have dog.
I don't know. I didn't put in a claim for PTSD. And then it says favorable findings. You do require.